Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Creative Chaos. I am your host, Laurie, and today we're going to play with resin. Now, I didn't have this last time we did these puffy hearts, and this is called Sinker White. Sinker White is supposed to help the alcohol inks like sink down into and make these really cool mountainy looking things. I would love to say that that's the effect that I got, but it's not. However, I'm not mad because what ended up happening looked pretty dang cool. So you're going to watch me struggle for a little bit trying to get the Sinker White open and ready to go. It has this little stopper in it. And then you have to put it into a funnel, into a little... And then I forgot to shake it up. Do you like that I'm not finishing my sentences? Look at me go. Anyways, let's try shaking this sucker up first. Off camera, of course. Otherwise, I'd probably shake the camera off the tripod. Just kidding, it's not a tripod. It's one of those weird arm clingy things. Anyways, I managed to get it in there. Good job, Laurie. Probably should have worn gloves, but I didn't. Alright, so I'm just got to get the lid back on, and then my Sinker White is ready to go. So I bought this little kit of resin. It's a clear coat resin. Two-part. Came with gloves. I was really glad. Although with my chunky fingers, they were still a little on the tight side. And it came with 2 sets of measuring cups, which I was really grateful for because I had lost my last measuring cups. I thought I was going to need all 4, but then I began to realize that the amount that I put in there was going to be too much for the cups to handle, so you'll see me leave in a minute. I should have just cut it out. I guess I still could cut it out. But you know what? The video is only 13 minutes long. I don't think you're going to be terribly sad to just miss me going to get 2 plastic cups. So the resin recommends that you pour each one into the measuring cup first, of course, into separate measuring cups, and then you pour them together into 1 cup to do your mixing, and then you pour it into another cup to try to keep any unmixed resin from pouring in there. And to me, it seems like it's got its pluses and its minuses. It is a good thing to keep any unmixed resin from getting in there, just because it can make it sticky and it doesn't cure. But on the other hand, you're also wasting an awful lot of resin by doing that. So I guess it's just personal preference, whichever you decide you want to do. But I decided to do it the way the instructions had it this time around, since it was an unfamiliar resin. They also provided a couple of mixing sticks, but the mixing sticks, they're just popsicle sticks, but they were awfully short compared to my cup, so you'll see me struggle trying to get it mixed because my chunky hands don't want to fit inside the teeny tiny skinny cup. And here we get to mix it. I'm pulling the box over just in case there's any kind of instructions, but I've looked all through the box and there were no instructions on how to use the Sinker White. So the only experience I had was watching Miss Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out and what she did. And I think I was a little too ambitious, both with how many hearts I did and with not having any experience with it before, because I really should have just made enough resin to do just a few hearts and practiced with it. But I ended up making enough to fill all 9 trays, which was kind of exciting because, then I have lots to play with. But it is a faster acting resin, and so I didn't have as much time to oh, what's the words I want? I didn't have quite as much time to play with it as I would have liked, simply because I had to act a little bit faster. Well, maybe I didn't have to act as fast as I did. I could have. All of this is being played at twice the speed, by the way. So you're looking at about 4 minutes. I think I counted about 4 minutes out in mixing time, so it's going to be a boring 2 minutes. I apologize. But anyways, how are you all? I'm really good with the English. How are you all doing? We're about to experience a possible snowstorm this weekend, which is crazy when you think that just a week or two ago it was up in the 90s. But that's Utah weather for you. One day we're having hot flashes, the next day we're as cold as ice. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I haven't had a good cold spell in a while, and I like the cold more than I do the hot weather. I can't handle hot weather quite as much. Easier for me to warm up than it is for me to cool down. So I know that it's been nutty weather, especially out on the east. I hope everybody is safe and taken care of, and that you haven't had any major catastrophes happen in your area. It's terrifying when those big giant storms come in and they just take over everything. It's just incredible, isn't it? Mother Nature. All right, I really should have cut this part down. I'm so sorry, you guys. Anyways, here we go. All right, so I pour it into the second cup, and I try not to scrape. It's awfully hard not to want to scrape. It's awfully hard to want to not scrape. That's what I was trying to say. But I figured the stuff up at the top at least I could handle. All right, now here we go. We're going to start pouring into each of the cavities. I really honestly didn't know exactly how much I had mixed up and how much to put in. I wish now that I had put in just a little bit more. But, it's experimentation. It's learning new things and having some fun along the way. I figured I'd at least have enough for 6, but it turned out I had enough for all 9. Just trying to get it into that little knob at the top. Almost done. Now, I didn't have any plans as far as what colors to put in where. I literally just started grabbing colors and putting them in. And it was interesting, the results you'll see at the end of the video, but which colors really kind of stood out and took over other colors. It was really quite interesting. So here I'm going to start with, I think it's green. But I'm just gonna dabble. I'm just gonna pick a color, put it in, and see what we come out with. This one was spitting out like crazy. With this one, I just tried to fill in some spaces. Now we're going to pick out some different colors. Oh, except maybe not. Okay, here we go. That's more of a sky blue. Oh, it was so pretty. Turned out to be one of my favorites. And then I went with some really bright pink. I mean, that stuff probably could glow under a black light. It was so big and beautiful. Got some red out. Decided to add some purple to it as well. You can't really see the purple in it, unfortunately, in the end product, but it looked pretty cool going in. Here I'm getting to the end of my colors, and they're all kind of just not sure what to put in where, and then these didn't spread like the top ones did, so I started getting nervous thinking that the resin was starting to set. So I went in with some more blues and some more greens just to finish it up. And then I get out my sinker white. Now, like I said, I've never used this before, so I wasn't quite sure what to do. I know you're supposed to add it to the top of the drops, but at this point it's hard to see where the actual drops are, so I just started adding a bunch of it all over. And then as I looked back on it, some of them were indeed sinking in, and so I thought maybe I'm supposed to go back and add some more. So that's kind of what I started doing. And I think that's where I made my mistake. I think if I had just left it there, that we would be able to see more of, like, it wouldn't have hit the entire bottom. It would have just, what's the word I want? Except I didn't do that one on the middle left, and it still came out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. So what do you think? Should I put in more of the alcohol inks? Like, do less of the hearts, but do more of the alcohol inks? In any case, look at that. Isn't that pretty? It actually looks like a flower's, like, just spilt on the front of it. I just love the look of it. Here goes another one. That one I really liked. But I'm kind of a sucker for anything that has... That one has a little bit of purple on the bottom, though you can't see it quite because of the lighting. This one turned out really quite bright and pretty. So did the red. And I think it's the last one that just ends up looking like my favorite. I just love the way it looks like a flower just like blasted on the front of it. It just looks so gorgeous. So, not exactly what I was expecting, but I'm not disappointed. That one's my favorite right there. So 9 new Puffy hearts. I'm going to make into keychains and give away. So, anyways, I hope that you all have a great day. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.